Hello guys and welcome to a sort of new thing I'm doing with my channel. I have relaunched my new channel again. Yeah, you've probably noticed. So I have we're kind of rebranding at the moment. We're in the middle of rebranding. We're not sure what we're doing at the moment, but we're in the middle of rebranding. And so like I'm not doing much gaming content at the moment. Once we figure out what we're doing with our rebranding though, I'll be getting straight back to gaming stuff and all that stuff that I used to be doing on my channel, but because we're in the middle of doing other stuff, we're not quite doing. But I thought I would do, because RollerCoaster Tycoon World is coming out soon. They're announcing the release date and like some pre-order stuff later this week. And I thought I would do a top 10 things that I want to see or want to happen in RollerCoaster Tycoon World. Now, for those of you that don't know, RollerCoaster Tycoon 3 is one of my childhood games. Literally, it's one of those games that I just played constantly when I was like younger. So I'm really happy that they're finally bringing back the series. However, there's a couple of things that I want there to happen and want there to be in the new game, and not to some things I don't want to mess up, because that would be awful. Also, when the game comes out, expect a series straight away. There's been interest amongst the Clad in us doing it. Well, what was the Clad? We're rebanding it. So, but there has been interest, and there will be those of us that are playing the game. We're going to be doing like one big multiplayer theme park thing. It's going to be great. So let's get straight into this. So at number 10, we have better queues. Now in RollerCoaster Tycoon 3, the game was kind of, well, the queues needed a bit of work. All you did was place down like paths and up to an entrance from like a standard path. In the new game, what I think they need to introduce is like what you see in most theme parks these days, and theming along these paths. Like you can tie scenery objects to the path to make customers happy whilst they're on the queues, and therefore they don't lose interest in being in the queue as much. For example, if there's like a long queue time. Also, there needs to be this idea of like more customization about it. So like you can put in narrations and videos and all that, just like in big theme parks. Think like Space Mountain and I don't know, some sort of thing where there's a Buzz Lightyear. That's it. That's what I was thinking of. Buzz Lightyear Astro Blaster is like that moving Buzz Lightyear that talks to you and all that Star Command stuff and like all that nice stuff. That's something they should be introducing into the game. That would be a really nice feature to see. And it would help bring it more alive, and it'd be nice to see that the Peeps react to this in not a non-robotic way, that the Peeps have like their own ways of reacting to it, like individual personalities. Number 9, custom ride entrances and exits. Now, this kind of goes on from queues, kind of. At the moment, where it stands is Peeps get into the entrances and they just go on the ride. And even getting through the entrances isn't eventful. All they do is just like slam money down at their desk and run. So there needs to be a bit more personality and like a different way of doing it. Also, if you've got a free park, maybe removing that entrance style as well, because if you're not paying to go on a ride, then why should you go past that ticket booth in the first place to get on the ride? So maybe different kinds of entrances would be really nice to see as well. And then the same thing about getting on the rides, really. There needs to be like some sort of way that means it's not as like they just jump onto it, because that would be awful. Also, there should be like, if you're like going on a big ride, like, I'm trying to think, Big Thunder Mountain or Space Mountain actually, like in Disneyland. Sorry I'm referencing Disneyland, but it's like the only big theme park I've ever been to. you have like those gates where you stand behind and then they open, you go on the ride and you go. There should be like that as well, so it can help cut down queue times and like backlog of trains, etc. And coming on from that, number 8, better ride photos. Now, in RollerCoaster Tycoon, I don't know whether this was in the previous RollerCoaster Tycoons prior to 3. I've only ever played 3, but I do know some stuff about 1 and 2. But in RollerCoaster Tycoon 3, picture taking was cool. If you had a Peep that you made, then the picture would get automatically exported to the desktop or the documents folder. I can't remember where, and it saved it as an image. What I think should happen is that when it takes a photo, they go to a photo stand at the end of the ride, and then they can choose to buy the ride photo, so you can generate income from the ride photos themselves. So let's face it, ride photos cost like 10 quid or something ridiculous. So why not charge? Why should we be giving these ride photos for free? Why not charge them if we want to? I've just realised actually, I've got an unfinished ice cream here. Hold on. Okay, so another thing with ride photos is that you should be able to like save into your documents folder or something, or photos folder for the game, like a template that you can put over ride photos, and then in-game you can change how this overlay gets put onto the photos. So like in a real ride photo, you can have like your own graphic over the pictures. If not, then there should be some templates available. And they should be themed to different rides that are in the game. I mean, they did say there were individually like themed rides to 4 themes in the game, so that'd be nice to see. Number 4, death to the Peeps. The last time you can actually kill Peeps in your park was in RollerCoaster Tycoon 2, as far as I'm aware. And since then, in RollerCoaster Tycoon 3, you could, well, basically knock them about, but you couldn't really kill them. So, even with the wild expansion, when animals went loose, like tigers and lions, they still weren't hurting Peeps. Like, they weren't killing them. We're not asking for graphic violence here, but realistically, Peeps will die in a theme park. There's no, and there should be injury as well. There should be injury and death, because otherwise it's not really a theme park simulation as much. But actually, whilst we're on the topic of death and knocking people over, number 5, return of the Easter eggs. Please let the Easter eggs return. Now, the reason why I mentioned knocking over for death to the Peeps is because if you type in a certain name into the name box of one Peep, it will, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but it will spawn in a car in which you can drive around and actually knock over Peeps as you're driving around. Also, if roller coasters fall off their tracks, then they'll knock over Peeps as well, etc. There's a lot of things that could knock Peeps over. I mean, the car one wasn't the only one. If you typed in "make me sick," then everyone in the park threw up at one time. I think it was "make me sick." Anyways, so it'd be really nice to see Easter eggs like this again into the game. It made it so, I don't know, it made the game certainly funnier. And after playing the game for like 6 years, I still didn't actually know about these Easter eggs until I accidentally discovered one and looked it up online like last year. So it still shows that RCT3 was brilliant in terms of secrets and stuff you could do. It'd be nice to see if RollerCoaster Tycoon World takes on this kind of torch as well. Number 4, the expansions. Now, I would like for there to be expansions and really cool stuff that are added to the new game. It's been released on Steam, so obviously DLC is going to probably be a thing as well as the expansion packs. However, one thing that I really do want to see, more than anything though, is, well, within expansions, is the return of a lot of stuff that the expansions added for RCT3. Now, they added water parks and safari parks into the equation, along with like a bunch of roller coasters, etc. It'd be really nice to see if these sorts of expansions come back around, if this isn't included in the base game, but also if there's huge expansions like these that are brilliant and aren't going to cost too much. It'd be really nice if it didn't like cost like 20 quid for one expansion, which will probably happen, but it'd be really nice to see that they considered price carefully. But more importantly, that the expansion packs add in stuff that's making them worthy of an expansion, and not doing like a Sims 3 where they'll just release these expansion packs with like hardly much stuff in them for a ridiculous price. I mean, there was absolutely tons of those as well. Number 3, play as a Peep. I think it's 3. We'll go with 3. Now, this is one thing that I've seen requested a lot around the internet. Now, in certain roller coaster games, you can play as an actual customer in your park, but not really very well. What I think RollerCoaster Tycoon World can do, especially because it's multiplayer, is it should allow you to play as a Peep and go around the park and ride the rides, especially around other people's parks, because this would be a great way to see an opponent's or a friend's park by walking around it as an actual Peep, and then they can like click on you, and they can the owner can click on you, drag you around and place them where they want you to. Wouldn't that be such a great idea? If like you could just walk around your friend's park and then like they can walk around with you. It'd be a really cool idea, especially with multiplayer, to see something like that happen. Number 2, I just realised I've like probably missed out some numbers, but oh well, I don't care. I really don't care anymore. So number 2 is probably going to be 2.5. Coaster Train Editor. Now, in Theme Park Studio, which is a Kickstarter game that was recently released on Steam, I bought the early access. You are able, in the most recent update, you are able to actually create your own custom train for your roller coaster, which basically means you can define how you want the cars to look. You know, the thing that goes around on the tracks, just in case you're kind of not aware. You can basically define how it looks in terms of paint and models and designs. Now, it would be really cool to see not exactly the same thing, but something really similar to this, where it allows you to mix and match different parts, simple parts, to make really cool and interesting coaster designs, especially with different seatings and sounds, and also the ability to like have like speakers in like the coaster so you can hear sounds as you're going around the track. That'd be really cool. Number 2.5. I just noticed I actually missed one. Oh well. Import from RollerCoaster 1, 2 and 3. I never actually said Tycoon, did I? Anyways, at least RollerCoaster Tycoon 3, because definitely the model's already in 3D, kind of, and you should just be allowed to import roller coasters from previous games. I understand that maybe the roller coasters that were in that game won't all be present in the new game, However, if there's any coasters that are, there should be the option of importing or at least changing the coaster type into the new game. Because, let's face it, a lot of people have worked hard on some creations and they'll want to carry them over. And there are some pretty good coasters that were created in RollerCoaster Tycoon 3, so it'd be really a shame to see them go to waste now and then not be used in this new game. So I think one thing that's really needed is importing all that nice stuff from RollerCoaster Tycoon 3 at least. If you can't do 1 and 2, that's fine, I guess. But RollerCoaster Tycoon 3, it'd be really nice to see those designs come back. And yeah, I'm not good with words. Shut up. And finally, number 1, this is like the thing that's very much important, because if this goes wrong, then the entire ethos of this new game is probably going to start collapsing. But basically, multiplayer, please don't ruin it. Now, this is the first RollerCoaster Tycoon game ever to go multiplayer, and what we know at the moment is you'll be able to. There'll be 4 sections in the park, like SimCity's regions. A player can take different sections of these parks, more than one or just one, and then up to 4 people can build one theme park. But that's kind of all we know on the multiplayer side at the moment. We know that you can visit other people's park things and like take roller coasters and like all that nice stuff. However, what I think the multiplayer needs to do is it needs to add in functionality that allows it to make friends or enemies, and certainly make it so there's competition. Even if it's within the same park, each sector can like compete for, I don't know, some sort of award, or see who has the best people, how many people are in that section, or whatever. Now, I think that it should be up to the creator whether if one park fails, the rest of it goes along with it. I think that's up to the creator of the map, well, the park, you know, like the person who created the map. It should be up to them whether that... I've just completely forgot what I was saying. It's fine. No one panic. I've remembered. It's okay. Haven't really. Give me a minute. Oh wait, it's back. Yay! Map creators should be able to decide whether if one part of the park fails and the rest of everyone's goes down. That should be up to the player map creator thingy guy. Wow, that was like one short sentence I need to remember, and like completely went. That happens a lot. Let's move on. So that's it for my top 10 for RollerCoaster Tycoon World. Hopefully, some of these things happen. It's going to probably be a really good game anyway. As I said, there's going to be full coverage on this channel when it comes out, and on our other channels. Rebranding still pending. So yeah, they're going to be announcing release date and information and all that later this week. I'll probably do another video when they announce all this stuff, and there'll be a second trailer, so what I'll do is a bit of a trailer breakdown as well. I've never done this sort of thing before, so you know, comments and feedback and suggestions would be vastly appreciated. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!